Malcolm X was born 1925. He died 1965, I think, but he died in the mid 60s. Malcolm X had a hard life. He was African American, but he was also fair skinned. He was light skinned. His mother was mixed. His father was a black man, a preacher, a very strict black man. His father was killed by a couple of white guys on a railroad track. His mother had mental issues. She was sent to a mental institution. So I think he had a couple of brothers and sisters. They were all scattered. Him and his brothers and sisters were scattered. He was sent to orphan homes. Malcolm X was not stupid. He was a very educated black guy, black kid. He made good grades in school, and he was very confident, very outgoing, successful. You know, he made friends with white kids and stuff like that. But something happened. A white teacher hurt his feelings. He said something that made him mad, and he turned to violence. When he was about 15, 16, he was stealing, robbing, becoming, just getting himself into trouble. What people did not know was that Malcolm X was friends with Redd Foxx. Remember Sanford and Son, that 1970s sitcom, African American sitcom, the father and son in the junk business in Los Angeles. We have Esther and Uncle Woody the drunk. You have Lamont and all that. You have Bubba and Grady. He was friends with Redd Foxx. They would steal together and drink together, smoke together, and do a lot of other weird stuff together. They stopped being friends. You know, Malcolm X also dated and slept with white women. But he was sent to prison over a crime, over stealing something. He was sent, I think, 10 years in prison. You know, he spent 10 years of his life in prison. He met a Muslim guy, so he got addicted to the Muslim faith thing. You know, he became a Muslim where they don't drink, they clean shave, they don't drink, they don't smoke. You know, they only date black women. It's all black. Elijah Muhammad. You know, he becomes friends with Elijah Muhammad. Later on, he finds out Elijah Muhammad is a predator, a sexual predator. He's sleeping around with some of the women that's in some of the Muslim women. You know, getting them pregnant. And Malcolm X exposes that. Malcolm X becomes friends with Muhammad Ali, and Malcolm X was seen as a racist because he kept saying that it should be black. It wasn't into, he didn't want to. He was different from Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King wanted black people and white people to come together. Malcolm X wanted divide. He wanted black people to have their own stores, their own communities, their own homes. Malcolm X wanted to separate black people from white people. It was, it's just something he wanted to do. He started exposing the Nation of Islam. He was killed in 1965. He actually married a woman, a woman, and he had 6 daughters. Two of his daughters saw him get killed. I think 3 of his daughters saw him get killed at the Autumn Ballroom. The FBI was spying on him, and the Nation of Islam with a couple of black guys didn't like him, so he was killed. You know, unfortunately they say that the men that the guys that they convicted were innocent. 2 of the men that were sent to prison were innocent. They didn't kill Malcolm X. That other guys who killed him got away with it, but those guys was innocent. It was confusing. I think one guy is Bradley. Anyway, but it's a long story. But Malcolm X was 39 years old. He wasn't even 40 years old. But he was nothing like, people say he was a racist, and stuff like that. But he was not a racist. I guess he believed that black people should love themselves. But, Mr. J here, peace.